What's up, folks? We are here at Cedar Point, and let's go for a walk in the park. Hi, everyone. It's season starting to dwindle down now, and so I decided to come back to Cedar Point for a weekend. I've never been here for their Halloween Weekends event, and let me tell you, first thing, the one thing that's blatantly obvious is this park was packed. I've been here 2 days, and Saturday was probably the most crowded I've ever seen any park ever. I mean, it was just nuts. Like, listen to some of the lines I waited in. I waited in an hour and 45 minutes for Maverick on 2 different occasions. No, I waited an hour 45 for Maverick, and then I had to wait 2.5 for Maverick. I waited 2.5 for Top Thrill Dragster. And, I mean, it's just, the lines were insane. There was people everywhere. And you know, the drink stands lines were insane. I mean, you had to wait like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get a hot dog or a hamburger. I mean, the place was just packed, jam-packed with people. I've never seen any amusement park like that anywhere. But, with the bad aside, it's still Cedar Point and it still rocks. I mean, in the 2 days I've been here, I've gotten on everything I've wanted to get on. I got to have, I know a lot of people have talked about my opinion of Maverick, how I said it wasn't the best coaster, it was rough. Well, this time I rode it 3 times when I was here. 2 out of the 3 times, good ride. The 3rd time I rode it, it was vibrating like a massager or something, because that was very strange. It felt like something was wrong with the train. It was vibrating that much, but I have to say I did like it better this time than I did last time. But I stick to my review. Good ride, not great ride. Good family ride that everyone can ride together, I guess. And that's pretty much it. Now, when it gets dark here, this is one of the scare zones in the park. I didn't get to do this one last night. We did a couple other ones, but apparently this is the one all themed to clowns and carnival people and freaks, I think. To my right over here is a very older kiddie area of the park. And this is one thing I didn't get to do. They themed this restaurant all up as a Halloween type restaurant. Didn't get to do that, but got to do a lot of other things on this trip. Anyway, if you want the walk in the park prediction, I would say that next year at Cedar Point, not much. I would assume that you could probably see a new kids area, because they got 2 in the front of the park that are just very, very old and very dated. And there we got the swinging ship in the background. I'm going to turn right past the old Aquatic Stadium over towards Wicked Twister Plaza. Season's really starting to dwindle down now, folks. That's sad. I'm going to get a trip up. I'm going to get back to Six Flags Great America, which is now officially after my move, my new home park. So, P.S. my new home park. Just they knew I moved to town, so they decided, hey, we'll walk in the park in our town. Let's get a new roller coaster next year. So I will be hopefully at opening day for Batman and the Dark Knight coaster next year. Also, one thing, I love Wicked Twister. That is an awesome ride. I think it's 10 times better than the one with the straight spike with the holding brake, like something like V2. But man, that's such a cool ride, and the location right on the lake. You're looking out over the sand, and that's really sweet. All right, and Cedar Point's home to a few rides that you won't find many other places now. You've got, well, first over here you have a Chaos, which is coming to be pretty rare at the park, and we'll probably get to it later on in our walkthrough. But you will also find a old first-generation freefall ride. Oh, and here goes Wicked Twister. Yeah, yesterday I waited, I think, around 45 minutes to an hour for Wicked Twister, to give you an idea how bad the lines were. But I mean, it was worth it. I really liked that ride. And I got to do Skyhawk, which I really love. That's so cool. Alright, moving on, we're getting towards the very front of the park here. And there is the enclosed bobsled ride, the Disaster Transport. Gotta say, one of the more bizarrely themed rides anywhere. But you know what? For bobsled rides, not bad. Not bad. And also, during Hollow weekends, they cut off half the dragster queue, and that becomes another haunted house. I think it's themed to mummies or something. See, over here to my right is another one of those old, dated kiddie areas of the park that I really think might be seeing its days numbered. One major disappointment with this trip is Max Air is unfortunately closed, and I really enjoy Max Air quite a bit. I think the combination of Max Air and Skyhawk gives Cedar Point a great 1-2 punch when it comes to flat rides. It'd be hard to find a park with a better 1-2 punch for flats than Max Air and Skyhawk. Anyway, here's another one of the flat rides. Oh, and here we see the entrance to Pharaoh's Secret Tomb in 3D. And holy cow, there's no line. That is quite surprising. Alright, and there's the space bar. I might try and hop on that and see how it goes. But let me walk over this way some more. Take a shot of the Ferris wheel. You know what? The disaster transport building is pretty big. There it is. Now in 3D. I'm not a big haunted house guy. I don't get too much of a thrill of somebody jumping out and saying "oogity boogity" in the dark, banging things against my head. Just not my style. I don't know why I've decided to walk this way. There's really not much to see down here. You got a lot of, it looks like disaster transport probably broke down because everyone's fleeing. Either that or they realize what they're in line for. Up there you see the Demon Drop, one of the few existing first generation freefall towers. And that's going to about do it for this episode of the Walk in the Park podcast. Send me any questions you got. If you've never been to a park, you want to know what's going on there, just let me know. And we'll see you next week at the park.